What's up, Commanders fans? How y'all feel about the people we brought in so far? Do you feel like Adam Peters is making all the right moves? Do you feel like he's filling some of the voids we had last year? Do you feel like he's allowing this team to go to the next level, which is the Super Bowl? Do you feel like we're getting things that we need to help this team progress? Because right now I'm thinking about what we need, what we have, and where we want to go, right? We want to go past where we were last season. Last season, we stopped in the NFC Championship, and the biggest problem got exposed when we went up against the Eagles. And that problem was that we could not, and it wasn't just the Eagles. It was also the Lions. And we could not stop the run. And even in the Buccaneers game, we couldn't stop the run. So what we've been doing this off season is getting guys and, getting rid of guys that can only do one thing. And one of those guys is the guy that got 10.5 sacks for us last season, which was Dante Fowler. And a lot of talk has been going around us talking about Dante and the fact that he went to go sign with the Cowboys for a one-year deal. It wasn't much. It was like $8 million, I believe. And I felt like that was something that we should have gave him. But I think in his mind, he was probably looking for something long-term and a lot of money because he decided to give us 10 sacks. And he said that because of the fact that he wasn't used as much and was able to get 10 sacks, 10.5 sacks to be exact, was that it was more of a reason why he should have got way more money than he did, or offered more money than he did. And Adam Peters didn't. I'm not sure what he offered. It's going to come out a few years from now. But we just got to accept what we have right now. We brought in a lot of defensive tackles. We've brought in defensive ends. And, right now we just got to see what happens. I think the reason why we're getting old guys and the reason why we're getting guys that are just average is because this is all that we have available right now on the market. And a lot of guys that are not average want a lot of money. And the person that we really want to go out and get right now is Trey Hendrickson, because he's still there. But we know if we wanted to get him, it's going to cost us more than $30 million. So, and that's only because of the Browns player, I forgot his name, Myles Garrett, who just got his contract and it was worth $40 million. So, and then the fact that he led, the team in the league in sacks last season, I'm sure he wants to, I'm talking about Trey Hendrickson, I'm sure he wants to get a lot of money while he still can. He got a good 3 years left in him, 3 or 4 years left in him. So why not get the biggest bang for my buck, especially when I'm showing up and showing out? And us bringing in him is perfect, but it seems like the Bengals want so much for him. They want a first, they want a second, they want a third. They don't know what they want, but they don't want to just give him up for nothing. And then on top of that, they still have guys they need to pay, like T. Higgins. I see Chase just got paid, but now they're trying to probably structure how they want to pay T. Higgins. And I think they did pay T. Higgins. I can't believe. I'm not sure if that's right, but I know they're not going to pay all three of them. So if anybody had to leave, I'm sure they're not going to. The defense wasn't that good last season, but are they willing to let Trey go? Yes, I'm sure they are. More than they are T. Higgins. And T. Higgins got franchise tag. So, honestly, right now, he doesn't have a contract just yet, but, he got franchise tag. So, I'm not sure if they're going to retain Trey, but if they don't, hopefully we can get him. But that's been the goal ever since all season started, which is to get Trey Hendrickson and get us a defensive end that can, also get sacks, but also stop the run. And that's something that Dante Fowler did not do a good job of. And, we've been bringing back guys that were here last season and, was average. And, you know, and I feel like the goal behind it was just to get the guy that we wanted. But we know we need some cornerbacks. We got Jonathan Jones right now. We got Mike Sanders still. We got Noah Igbenogany back. We got guys that make us look really good if that was the bottom of our roster in the cornerback room. See what I'm saying? And then we got Marshawn Lattimore. We're looking good. But I would still consider him to be in the middle section of our cornerback room only because of the injury he's coming off of, a hamstring. And I'm not sure if he's still up to par, up to the Marshawn Lattimore that we've seen with the Saints. He's still got time to grow. Right now, I would put Mikey Sanders still over everybody in that locker room. Everybody. And next, I would probably even put, if it wasn't for all the holding, I would put, because of the mindset, I would put Marshawn Lattimore and then Noah Igbenogany and then Jonathan Jones. I'm not really sold on Jonathan. I know he's like a placeholder, a bridge cornerback, but they say he's much better than Benjamin St-Juste in the sense that he covers well and he plays for the deep ball much better than Benjamin St-Juste. So I'm comfortable in that aspect, but I know we still need to go out and get a cornerback in the draft. We need to go out and get a defensive end in the draft. We need to go out and get a running back in the draft. A lot of people want it. We need everybody says Saquon Barkley, but we know we need somebody that's very athletic, that can do more than just one thing, just run straight, And I think that we got that in Austin Eckler, but we need somebody young that can do both, that's that can move the chains and also be elusive, that can also catch Jahmyr Gibbs. We need that type of player on our team. And you can see what type of difference that type of player makes. Where when you have a Bijan Robinson, when you have a Saquon Barkley, you see what those type of players bring to a team. And I think what we need right now, we have it, right? Because last season it was also blocking, and it was a struggle for Brandon Coleman, especially being that he was dealing with injuries and he was being a left tackle, and that's hard in the NFL. So to be a starter in your first year at left tackle is a lot. And like I said before in the previous video, comparing him to Joe Alt, he played in the left tackle position the entire season. Majority of the season, 700 snaps in the left tackle position. I'm talking about Brandon Coleman versus Joe Alt, who played in the right tackle position for the entire season, played like below average, way below average, like less than 100 snaps at left tackle position last season. So, and he played all majority of his snaps at right tackle, and you could tell that it just takes time. It takes time to be that star left tackle in the NFL, and especially if you ain't moving quick enough. If you getting beat on every play, like it's a lot that goes into it. So right now, I feel like Adam Peters is doing a good job of just doing the same thing he did last season, but even better. Because one, we don't have to worry about quarterback, so that's already taken care of. We have our franchise quarterback with Jayden Daniels, and Jayden has the things he need to be more progressive this year. So he already has the chemistry with Terry that's going to allow him to be better than he was last year. He has the chemistry with a trust. I mean, like you can trust his offensive line now. I'm gonna give you that. He can trust his offensive line now. His wide receiver room, he know who to throw to. He know he has Zach Ertz. He's comfortable with Zach. He's comfortable with Terry. He's of course he doesn't have Olamide Zaccheaus. He doesn't have De'Ami Brown, but he does have Noah Brown, and Noah is back. So you got Noah, Zach Ertz, and you have Terry McLaurin. You got three guys, at least three guys that you're comfortable with. Then you got Debo that can do whatever you need him to do. And he can help you not work so hard at running. You ain't got to run all the time, but it does open up the offense for you, allow you to run when you need to. And Debo is going to get you those extra yards. You don't have to always worry about his arm. Debo is a yak king. He's good at getting yards after the catch. So that's nothing for him. And even Terry. But if we're just talking about short yardage and a guy that can get you some yards, just get you a little something, Debo is that guy. So, and then we got, ground and pound Robinson. And then we got Austin Eckler, who is very elusive, just small. But he can definitely get you some extra, fight. And he brings that energy too. So that is something that everybody needs, every team needs. So that's good for him right now. So we're looking at a team that's already going. Like, that already knows each other. That already is flowing at a good pace. We just need to get better. And I know in the draft that's the next move. What can help us get better? We know running back. If we're just talking about offense, we need. Luke McCaffrey is cool, but Luke is Luke. I'm not really shocked by Luke. You know what I'm saying? He's just there. He's reliable. He's getting better. He's still not as explosive as I want him to be, but he's on the team, and we're gonna see what happens with him this year. He doesn't give you the same fight as his brother, but he's on the team. Hey, and then let's talk about the fact that the defense. We got Bobby back, so him and Frankie Louvu, they're very good together. They work well together. They blend very well, so that's good. Of course, we're gonna need a middle linebacker because we don't have anybody for the next few years. And Bobby is, I guarantee Bobby is done after this year. He's gonna go all out, and that works good for our defense. And then the fact that we got Will Harris and he had chemistry with Marshawn Lattimore last season, and they've played together for some years, and they know each other. So, and then the good thing about Will Harris, he knows how to play each and every position besides defensive end. He knows how to play cornerback, linebacker, safety. Like, he knows it all. So he'll feel comfortable anywhere we need him. And the fact that if something was to go wrong or we needed to see him in certain areas, we can put him there. I feel comfortable with Quan Martin being our safety, but we still need somebody else there. And I've also heard that he is much better than Jeremy Chin when it comes to coverage. So, a lot of guys feel like we're missing out on Jeremy Chin because he's a hard hitter, and he did well, but he didn't do phenomenal like we wanted him to. But Will Harris is nice. He's nice. I'm gonna put it that way. He's nice, and we're doing the same thing that we did last year. Honestly, we still got a lot of 1-year deals, but it's understandable because right now we're still building. We're trying to lock in positions with guys that are going to be long term. We're trying to lock in positions like this is why you give a Javon Kinlaw a 3-year deal, because he's young. He hasn't been used as much. He's a big guy. He's 6'5", 300 pounds, and he got a lot of potential. And these guys already know him, especially Daryl Tapp and Adam Peters. But what they're doing, we just got to relax. Because Adam Peters making sure that he got guys where he need them, depth pieces. You know what I'm saying? He got people to not worry about, but have some type of experience to where, okay, this is what I can expect out of them. At the least, this is what they're going to give me. And we know we're going to go into the draft and fill up those positions. And like I said, it's going to be cornerback. I know we need a long-term cornerback. Mikey Sanders still did good on the outside, but we really want him to stay inside if we can. And, regardless where you put Mikey at, he's dangerous. You see that last season he had, 2 regular season interceptions, 2 regular season playoff interceptions, 2 against what's his name, Jared Goff, and he had 14 pass deflections in the regular season and 4 in the post playoffs. So I was like, damn, like, bro, like, he's dangerous. He's exactly what they said. Like, he's him. And the fact that we got him on the team is perfect. He allows us to not worry about that position. You see what I'm saying? So now we can just move on to the next one. So, of course, there's a lot of things that can go wrong for this team, but the things that really stuck out for us is that when you get rid of the guys that are bad on the team, that really is one thing that helps you get to another level. It's not always about who you bring in. And I'm over here reiterating what I heard. I think it was Colin Cowherd. I think I heard him say that. But it made perfect sense, and I was like, damn, and it's not about all the people you bring in. It's about the people you get rid of. And Benjamin St-Juste was one of those people. And also Michael Davis was one of those people. And I'm glad that we got rid of him. And, I'm not going to say the same about De'Ami Brown and Lamine Zaccheaus, but I will say the same about Dante Fowler. I would love to have him on the team, but he wanted more than what we were willing to give up. And I'm not sure what we were willing to give up, but he went for an $8 million deal. And I'm like, yo, like, for 1 year, I'm sure we would have gave you that. But I guess he just was stubborn and decided that he needed a long-term deal because of 10 sacks. But, man, it's hard, too, because it's like you want somebody young. I don't want to invest too much money into a guy that's already old. Of course, Trey Hendrickson is getting there, but he's proven that he can go and get you them sacks like you need. But, yeah, man, just really let me know how y'all feel about the team. Do you feel like we're going in the right direction? This video is longer than I expected it, but, it's like the guys that we brought in, like Jonathan Jones, for example, he's a fast guy. He plays well on the outside. He's been to 2 Super Bowls. He's played in 1. It really doesn't, and that's the thing. People lose track of what it means. You got to really break down what that person did in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl, to really give them some type of credibility. And, in the last Super Bowl that he played, he had, 8 tackles, and, he played well. But then you got to analyze the season. You got to analyze, like, everybody thinks that, oh, we getting this type of player. This player's been to 2 Super Bowls, like, oh, he's that guy. But no, you got to think about it. Hold on now. Was he really that guy, or was he just average? And to me, Jonathan Jones is just average. He's good. He's a good depth piece to have. I wouldn't mind having him. I just think we need more. We need better. So we're going to see what happens. He only has a 1-year deal worth $5.5 million. And, of course, that sounds like a starter to me with that type of money. But it sounds like he's just going to be here for a year, and then we're going to be moving on. But Adam Peters is really doing good on that. Like, just getting these guys for a year, seeing what they're worth, seeing if, these guys are really going to show out and show up, and then moving on from them. If they don't do what we need them to do, move on. And that's all we did with Dante Fowler. But yeah, man, let me understand how y'all feel about this team. What else do we need? Because right now I'm cool with what Adam Peters has done. The most important thing was left tackle. That was most important. Because we have to keep Jayden Daniels safe. We have to keep him upright. We have to keep him throwing the ball, getting the ball to where it need to be. That was most important. And they're trying to do something different this year, where they invest in guys that are bigger. Not invest too much money into the offensive line just yet. But, the most important thing we're trying to get is defensive end. So, in a way, but I don't know. I don't know. If Deron Payne don't really show out this year, I think we're getting rid of him. And if we can't get Trey, I guess we just going to have to get some big guys or some fast guys. I mean, and it's like Adam Peters doesn't worry too much about what everybody else wants. He gets what he feels is necessary. And he did it with San Fran, and look how they turned out. So just give Adam Peters some grace, and I'm gonna come back with y'all with some more information. I'm out.